Quinton here. He's going to sit on the ball, facing forward. Okay, good. Just keep the feet a little bit forward. Keep the length in your spine. Arms are going to go next to the sides of the body. Now, as you sit on the ball, try and lift a little bit out of that back. Contract your lower abs. Hold it there. Now, as you're sitting, focus on that length in your spine. So reach through the top of the head, holding in the lower abdominals, lifting up that pelvic floor. Then just take a nice breath in, and then exhale out. And when you breathe, try and focus on that hold in that pelvic floor. And just keep breathing in through the nose, and then exhale out through the mouth. And again, just breathe in, and exhale out. Now the next one, just adding a little bit of a tuck into that lower part of the back, so careful that you don't collapse your middle back. We're going to breathe in again. Then on the exhale, contract, keep that pelvic floor, pull the hips back, and then just create a little bit of flexion in that lower back, so you're pulling back with your hips. You're not rounding, you're not moving the ball, and then slowly get length back into that lower back again. Then contract, exhale to go back into a little tuck, and then take it back into neutral. And again, and contract, and you tuck, and take it back into neutral. Last two, and contract and tuck, mobilizing the lower part of your back, getting flexion in it, and lengthen. And then last one, and contract and tuck, and then slowly take it back into neutral. Now keep the neutral, feel that length out of that lower back. Keep holding in the lower abs, take your arms out to the sides, palms face down. There we go. Now keep your hands about as wide as the shoulder, well, in line with your shoulders, so you're not too high. Now imagine if there's a little skewer through your sides here, shoulders are relaxed, lower half stays still, and then twist your upper half to the left. So twisting, you can see Quinton's chin stays in line with his chest bone, he's not moving his head, and then come back to the center. And then his elbows or these arms stay in that position, not changing their angles. Go over to the right and twist. Ball stays nice and still. Come back to the center again. Keep lengthening that middle back and twist back to the left. And back, feel a bit of activation on the top of the arms, those deltoids, and twist. And then come back to the center. Now pause it there. Keep your arms in that T, keep that length out the back. Now we're going to do a little pulse. So go back to the left, and then there's a little pulse. 1, 2, come back to center. And twist. 1, 2, and back. Keep those legs still and change. Moving from the middle back, twist, twist, and back. Back to the right, twist, twist, and back. And again, twist, twist, and back. Last one, and twist, twist. Come to center. Now hold it there. Those arms should start to feel a little bit heavier. Keep that length, so careful that you don't feel like you're overextending the back. Keep the ribs in, lower abs in. Now, holding that length in the arms without changing the weight in the sit bones, go to the right side. You're going to lift up and over to the right without moving the ball. And then just come back to the center. Getting the sides to work. Up and over, lifting out of this left side. Back to the center. Keep that length. Up and over to the right. See that the weight doesn't shift in the feet either. And then come back to the center. And up and over to the left. And back to the center. Keep those ribs closed. And up and over to the right. And back. And in on the left. And then back to the center and hold it there. Lower the arms to the sides of the ball. Keep that length in the fingers. Keep lifting. So that middle back should be working a little bit because you're keeping the alignment of your spine. You're not collapsing. You're holding that pelvic floor. Now, feel like there's little weights in your fingers. Without changing the angle of the neck, you're going to gently reach down with your hands towards the floor. And then gently draw your shoulders up towards your ears. Don't go too high. And then reaching down, so just think of little shrugs in the shoulders, the blades lift up. And then feel like there's little weights on the end of your shoulder blades and then draw down. And we're lifting up. Careful the chin doesn't start to poke forward, so just retract the chin in a little bit and drop. and lift, and reaching down. And draw the shoulders up, and reach them down. And draw the shoulders up, and reach them down. And lift, and reach them down. Last two, reaching up, dropping down. One more, and reaching up. And then drop the shoulders, relax a little bit in those arms. Take both arms out in front of you, shoulder width, palms facing. Now again, little movement, because you don't want to feel like you're lifting up into the neck. Keep those shoulder blades heavy, and then gently reach your fingers slightly forward, and feel like your blades are now flattening against your ribs. Then gently retract them, and feel like you're drawing them together, almost like you're trying to trap a little nut between the two shoulder blades. So you're squeezing them together, then you're gently reaching forward without elevating here in the neck. Then gently pulling back, drawing those shoulder blades towards each other, and then gently reaching forward without pulling too much into your pecs. And then gently retract, and reach forward, and then again gently retract, and again reach forward, last two, and retract those shoulders, and reaching forward, and last one, retract the shoulders, reach forward, go a little bit more into a neutral so you're not forward or back, you're in a nice comfortable position, cross those arms over the body. Careful that you don't feel too tight, so you can even lower your arms a little bit, but you're relaxing the shoulders and neck. Now, again, only moving from your upper body and middle back, twist to the right, so rotate, then come back to center, twist to the left, careful that your hips don't turn, and twist, and then come back, and twist, and come back, and twist, and back, two more, and twist, and back, careful that you don't start leaning forward, one more, twist, center, and relax your arms. Now just hold lightly with a few fingers, keep that leg in the spine, so again still sitting up out the back. Now contract, put a little bit of weight into your left leg slightly. Check your alignment of your feet, that you're not too far away, let that parallel, and then lift that right leg off the floor. Try not to collapse into the ball, so keep them, hold your lower abs in, back stay straight, and then lower that leg down. Same leg, and contract, lift two, and then drop, and exhale, lift three. Careful that you're also not holding too much on the ball, that your hands are just lightly touching. And go three, and keep going, and four. Make sure that you don't feel any discomfort with your feet. If you do, if you're doing it and you feel your feet are moving, just put something underneath, and drop, and again, and lift, and drop, and lift, and drop. Now one more, lift that right leg up, keep it there, keep lifting out the back. Now hold it there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower that leg down. So hip flex is going to work a little bit because you are moving it, but make sure that you're not collapsing or melting into your pelvis, otherwise you only feel your hip. You want to get those lower abs to work, pelvic floor needs to hold, and then moving that leg sort of independently out of that position with the hips. Let's change over to the other side. So start with the leg, contract, little bit of weight shift to the right side this time, so left leg's now going to lift off the mat, and then lower it down. Keep lengthening, keep lifting up, and go again, lift that left leg 2, and then drop, and lift for 3, and lower, and lift for 4, and drop, and lift for 5, and lower, and lift for 6, and drop, and lift for 7. Let's do one more. Now lift for 8. Now hold it up, keep it there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and place that leg down. One more set on each side. If you start feeling any discomfort in your back, because your middle back should be working, you can just round it in between, just to get a little bit of movement into it. Okay, last little set, so contract again, keep pelvic floor, hold it, weight to the left, so the right leg starts, lift that right leg off, and then a little drop, same leg, for 2. And exhale to lift for 3. And exhale to 4. And lower. And exhale to 5. And lower. And we lift for 6. And lower. And lift for 7. And then now again, last one, lift for 8. Lift that leg, hold it there, keep it there for 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and place it down. Okay, just take a little breather. Breathe in again. Drag, lifting up, we're going to change over. So from there, fingers again against the ball, just lightly, and then left leg, and we lift that left leg. 1, and drop. Keep holding pelvic floor, lengthen out that spine. 2, and 3. The shoulders nice and open. And 4. And 4. And 5. 6. Keep that length. 7. Careful the head doesn't poke. And last one now. 8. Lift that leg. Hold it there. Keep it there for 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop that leg down. Take both arms out in front of you. Relax your shoulders, make sure your arms aren't too narrow, that they're comfortable. Breathe in, then on the exhale, drop that chin. Slowly start to roll down through the spine, lifting out the hips, the arms are going to the outer part of the legs, rounding forward, go to where you're comfortable. Breathe in. Now exhale to restack that spine. So draw back that lower back. Measure that wall behind you. Restack each piece of your spine. Lastly the head and the arms will follow. And we breathe in again. We exhale to drop that chin. Slowly start to roll down through the spine. Lifting out the hips. Hold it there at the bottom. We breathe in. And then exhale to slowly restack again. Lifting those arms. Putting down those shoulder blades, opening up the chest at the top. Last 2, and you breathe in. Exhale to drop that chin, rolling down. Get a little bit of flexion more into that middle back and the lower back. We breathe in. And then exhale to reverse, draw that lower back. Restack that middle back, reaching to the top of the head, arms out in front of the last one. And we breathe in again, drop your chin, rolling down. Rolling forward. And keeping it there, we breathe in at the bottom again. And then exhale to restack that spine. Lifting out the arms, lengthening through the top of the head. Then holding it there, interlace your fingers. Press those palms away from you, push out of the shoulders, keep your arms on too high. So pull down the blades and just hold it there. Now from here, only go to where you're comfortable. Careful with that lower back, that you don't overextend. But start to lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Now pull down your shoulder blades, lengthen out through the spine, pull the ribs, and then just bring your arms back, more or less in line with the shoulders. Then lift those arms up, pressing the palms of your hands up towards the ceiling, heavy shoulder blades, chin stays tucked in, holding lower abs, and then slowly bring those arms down. Let's do one more, last one, and lift, pressing up. Hold it there, and then slowly bring it all the way down. Once you load your arms, you can unhook them, lower them down, you can stand, and hold the ball, and then ask Quincy to stay on the mat. Don't worry about your shoes, that's fine. Okay, so from there, you got your feet parallel. You're going to start just with the right arm. Focus first on alignment. So get that length in your spine, pull in the stomach, hold. Now just the right arm. Take that arm out in front of you. Pull down under the shoulder blades. You've got that length. You're not rolling it forward. Careful on your posture. So be aware of what your body's doing. Pull in that lower abs, pelvic floor, and then lower that arm down. Then again, you just lift up for 2. And then lower down. So put a little bit of thought in the movement that you're not just going up with the arm, you're not moving too quick, and lower down. Keep that pelvic floor. Remember to breathe in and exhale down. So involve your breathing and lift, and slowly drop. And again, bringing it arm out in front, and slowly drop, and out in front, and slowly drop. Just being movement within that shoulder joint, and lift, and slowly lower. Keep the ribs closed, lengthen the spine, and drop. Now the next one, lift that arm, hold it there, open your arm out into a T, holding it there, and then slide it back in. Now again, get awareness of what you're doing when that arm opens. Is your shoulder lifting? Make sure that you're pulling down under the blade, bring it in. What's your head doing? Track that chin in slightly, open out. Keep the length in your back, and exhale to bring that arm in. Ribs stay closed, open out. And exhale to bring it back. Length stays at the back of the neck, and open out. And exhale to bring it back, and open it out. Focus on the length in your spine, and bring it back. And last one, open the arm out. Now turn your palm down, and hold it there, and keep it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that arm forward, lower that arm down. Now bend it and put it behind your back so the palm is facing forward. Hold it there. Now take your left hand, grab the top of that right ear, and then just gently pull to the opposite side. So you're going to pull to the left, and then turn your chin slightly in, and look under that arm, and feel that it stretches into that neck at the top. Got opening across that shoulder, so that pec doesn't feel like it's rolling in. There's no elevation here in the shoulder and neck, so you've got that sort of bit of external rotation of that shoulder joint. Just hold it there for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly turn the head forward first, then let go of it. Bring the head up, lowering the arm, unhook the hand. Before we start stretching the neck on the other side, we'll start with the arm work. So focus again on length, feel that you're not loading that back, pull in the stomach, ribs, feel that if you drew a little line, your ear, your shoulder, your hip, your knee, your ankle should all form one line, straight line. So you don't feel like you're hanging forward or changing that back. Now holding pelvic floor, left arm, take it out, lift it in front of you. Be aware of what your shoulder blades do, get that heaviness under that arm, and then lower that arm down. And again, and lift. Sorry. And lower down. And again, and lift. And slowly drop. And lift. Keep that length across the collarbone, and drop. And exhale, lift. And slowly drop, and lift, and drop. Feel that length in the back of the legs, and lift, and drop, and one more. Now lift, hold it there, keep that length under the blade, open out to the side, and exhale to bring it back. Keeping a slight bit of softness in that elbow, open out to the side, and slowly bring it back. And open out to the side if your body doesn't change angle, and exhale back. And open out to the side, and exhale back. And again open, and exhale back. Let's do 2 more, and take that arm out, moving within that joint. Make sure that you don't lose a bit of movement in that joint. So take it to its full range, and bring it back. And 1 more, open out. Now hold it there. Turn your palm to face down. Keep a little bit of reach through that fingers. It almost feels like that blade is reaching towards your hand. It's flattening against the ribs there. Hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the arm. Bend it. Put it behind the back. Palm faces forward. Now take the right hand to the top of that left ear. And then just gently pull slightly down. And then turn that chin slightly in, and just hold it there. Get a stretch now on that left side. Careful that you're not changing anything here in the shoulders. Keep it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, head, take that arm down, and remove that arm. Good. Bringing the ball back, so make sure your ball's handy. Go onto your knees, and then put your hands on the ball. Move it towards your hips. Good. See how it feels with your feet. You can either hook your toes or you can let them lie flat as long as it's comfortable on your feet. Now, from here, you'll have to adjust your hands on that ball because you are going to move the ball away. And think of it a little bit almost like a kneeling roll down into sort of a plank position or four-point kneeling position. So you're going to drop the chin, start to roll the ball a little bit forward, rounding that middle back. Adjust the hands on the ball. Careful that you don't sit too far back onto your feet. There will be a slight adjustment. And then adjust the feet, or not adjust the hands, I mean. Drop through the shoulders. Careful your head doesn't hang. So lift the head slightly. And then feel like the crown of your head is putting forward towards the ball. Now pull into your lower abdominals. Tuck and round that lower back. Flex that lower back. Pull in the stomach. Roll that ball in. Eventually you're going to be back up onto the knees again. And then just restack the leg through the top of the head. Feel that leg out of the back. Now contract again and breathe in. Exhale to drop that chin. Slowly start to move the ball forward again. If you're feeling a bit of discomfort in the shoulders, take your arms wider. And then just dropping through. Weight stays forward. And breathe in. Now exhale to contract again, use those lower abs, pelvic floor. Slowly curling up, adjust the hands and move the ball closer towards the legs. And then last two, and breathe in again. Exhale to drop that chin, roll the ball away, and just drop through the shoulders. If the head doesn't hang, lift the head a little bit, hold it there. And then again, contract those lower abs, keep pelvic floor, round the back. Focus on that articulation in your spine as you come back. And then that last one. We're going to hold it there. We're going to change it a little bit. Now we breathe in. Exhale again. Drop the chin. Roll it down again. Drop through the shoulders. Good. Now keep it there. Now from there, you're going to adjust the ball where needed, but sit back onto your feet. Bring the ball a little bit closer. Now take your hands around the circumference of the ball. Hold it there. Now we're going to add a little bit of rotation. You're going to drop towards the right side. We keep under that left shoulder. Then come back to center. So we're just getting a bit of stretching to the sides. Now go to the dropping down the left. So you're lifting up a little bit on the right. And then come back to center. Careful the head again doesn't hang. So keep that length. And we'll change over. Try and keep your hips still. So it's more your spine that's just getting at that a bit of rotation. A little bit into the lats. And come back, and then again over to the right, and then back to the middle, two more, and over, and then back, and then the last one, and over, and back to the center. Hold it there in the center. Stay sitting back on the feet, but slowly start to round the spine, pull in those lower abs. If you need to open your knees a little bit, you can. And then slowly go all the way up, adjust the ball, sit onto your feet. Bring the ball in towards you. And then just stay there, lift the head. Good. Now from there, move the ball away. Just stay sitting on your feet, holding it there. Again, if you're feeling discomfort, just open the knees a little bit. Just keep it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now go back onto all fours, but go into like a lunge. So the right leg, bring it forward. If you're feeling any discomfort under the knee, you can put a little pillow, cushion under it, and then balance yourself up. If you need a little bit of extra balance, you can do it where you can hold onto something, or just keep your hands on the floor if you're feeling that you're going to fall over. Now try and open and tuck this left side a little bit. So you're going to tuck that pelvis, lift that chest bone up. And you want to try and get this hip flexor here on this left side to engage. Get a little bit of tuck. Careful that you're not just collapsing into it. Lower back, careful that you're not arching it. And feel as if you're lifting your lower half out of, or your upper half out of your lower half. Just holding it there for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly lower the hands, and then change the legs around. You can just adjust your towel, a little cushion for that knee. Get your balance again, prop yourself up, hold it there, some creaky knees, and just stay there. Now the same thing, try and tuck that pelvis, lift that chest bone, holding it there. And when you're in the stretch, try and think of the length. It's easy to just collapse into your hips and then you don't actually get a stretch across this piece. So you want to open up and lengthen out of that hip flexor. You get a little bit of extension in that middle and upper back. And just hold it there for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly take the hands back down. You can get out of that position, take the little cushion away or follow, and then lie on your side. So you can pick a side, which side you prefer. Then bring the knees a little bit closer to your body. Bring your feet a bit forward. Line them up at the front end of the mat. Lengthen them out of the shoulders. Good. Now careful that you haven't just collapsed your sides here. So try and lift a little bit out of that bottom side. Your top hand can be lightly on the mat. Just hold with a finger or two. Careful that you don't start looking down. So make sure that your eye line's a little bit lifted. Your neck is not dropped and your middle back's not rounding forward. So try and keep that nicely. Now contracting the stomach, hold it. This whole top leg is going to lift. So keep your knee and your foot in line. And then lift that whole top leg up in line with your hip. Lift a little bit higher from there, and then lower it back in line with your hip. Nothing's changing in the back of the pelvis. Lift that top leg up too, and then a little drop. Careful your foot doesn't go higher, so that when you lift that leg, think of lifting more at your knee. And 3, and then sort of halfway down. And 4, and drop. Keep contracting lower abs, pelvic floor. 5. And lower, try and keep that leg out that hip. And lift 6. And drop. And lift 7. And lower. And lift 8. And drop. And 9. Now in this last one, lift for 10. Hold that position of that leg. Keep it there. Now drop your foot down to the top foot down to the bottom foot. Lift that knee up so you're in a bit of external rotation at that hip. Then go into internal rotation. So lift the foot, drop your knee. Then back into external, feet to feet. Keep the length here, and then knee to knee. Then feet to feet. And knee to knee. Pulling in lower abs and feet to feet. Pelvic floor. And knee to knee. Then feet to feet. And knee to knee. And feet to feet. And knee to knee. Keep that foot a little bit higher. And feet to feet. And knee to knee. And feet to feet. And knee to knee. Last little set. And feet to feet. Knee to knee. Hold it there. And then drop your foot as well. Then take that top leg. Let's stretch out that hip a little bit. Bring that knee up. Bring your foot in front. Push that little bit away with your hand. Just open up that hip a little bit. And just stay there and hold that stretch. In, breathing out. Try and allow it to stretch. Don't hold it in a tense position. And then you can slowly let go of that leg, place it on top of the other one. Take your top arm on top of your side, bend at your elbow. Bring your hand forward. So your elbow is on your side. Okay. Now, if you want to add a little bit of extra weight, you can put a weight in your hand. If you don't have a weight, you can put a bottle of water or anything that's weight-bearing, even a can of food or anything that you find that's a little bit weight. We're going to do it without any resistance. Now, careful that there's just a little air pocket there, so you're not squashing into your side, and then lift this top arm up. So you're getting that rotation here in the shoulder, and then lower it back down, just to there. Then we go again, 2, and drop. Now careful that you don't bend your wrist. So you're only moving within the range that you have there, 3, and drop. 5, and drop. Make sure your upper body is relaxed, no tension in the neck or shoulders. 6, and lower, and 7, and drop. 8, and 9, 10, we got 10 more, and lower, and 10, and drop, and 9, and lower, and 8, and drop, and 7, 6, 5, keep the length of that wrist, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower that arm, relax it, lower it down. Now prop yourself up onto the elbow, onto the bottom arm, adjust your legs a little bit, so move them a little bit away from you, so they're comfortable. You can either have them on top of each other, or one can be in front. Make sure your legs aren't too close, so see how you feel with the first one, otherwise if you feel a little bit trapped, you can just adjust your legs a little bit. With your hand, go onto your elbow, there you go, hold it there. If it's uncomfortable with your hand, you can go back into this position. If you prefer it on your hand, you go back up onto your hand. With your hand, it's a little bit less loaded than the shoulder. So if you're finding it's feeling a little bit into your neck and shoulder, then rather do it up onto your hand. But again, if you're on your hand, you're going to feel your wrist a little bit more. So see what you feel more comfortable. We're going to do one of each. So we'll start on the elbow. Top hand stays along the top side. Contract your lower abs. Get a little bit of length out of the bottom side. So that's where your power is going to come from. It's going to come from that bottom side. Careful that you don't just want to use your arm to push yourself up. So this shoulder, feel like that leg is standing against the ribs. That shoulder is a little bit back, so you're not rounding. And then engage the bottom side. Keep your knees on the mat, and then lift your bottom hip off, and then lift. Arm can stay along your side. Hold it there. Keep feeling as if you're trying to lift here. And then slowly control it down with your side. Okay, now on the next set, you're going to do one more on the elbow. Now contract again, pull in. Remember to adjust the legs if you feel a little bit of discomfort. There you are. Now contract and lift. Hold it, pushing out the shoulder. And then slowly lower down. If you're feeling the feet are uncomfortable, top foot can go in front of the bottom foot. Now go onto your hand. And show if you prefer it this way. Now careful that you don't lock your elbow. So make sure there's a slight little softness in that joint. The little fleshy part is facing forward. You're not locking it. Pushing a little bit out of it. Again, adjust the angle of your arm if it's anything uncomfortable here. Now from there, contract, pushing out the shoulder, lift the hip. Good. And then you'll get a little bit more height. If you're on your hand, hold it. Now slowly control it down without bending the arm. Last one. And contract, lifting up. Careful the hips don't swing forward, so pull in the lower abs. Hold it. And then slowly control it down. Once you're there, you can come off the hand, swing around, and go on to the other side. Start with the arm lower down, rest your head on it. Remember, you can also bend if it's uncomfortable with the straight arm. Legs are bent. Line your feet up with the front of the mat, so bring your feet a little bit forward. Relax the shoulders. Check again alignment, that you don't feel like you're rounding your middle back. Your head's not rolling down, so your eye line's a little bit up. You've again got length out of this hip. So as you reach this hip away, feel the little hole open up in the bottom side. Now contract the lower abs, pelvic floor needs to hold. Lift this whole top leg, so knee and foot, lift it up. Make sure that your angle stays in line, knee and foot. So higher, hold it there. Now come up a little bit higher above the hip, and then bring it back in line with it. Now keep reaching out with that length here, keep reaching out of the hip. And lift again, 3, and then drop. And then start to 4, and drop. And we have 5, and drop. If not, you're not pushing too much with your top hand. 6, and lower. And lift 7, and drop. And 8, got 2 more. And 9. And last one now, lift it up for 10. Hold it there, just keep it in that static hold. Hold it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your foot. Keep the knee turned up slightly, so you do a little bit of an external rotation, then we go into internal. So lift the foot, knee to knee. Then feet to feet, and then lift the foot, knee to knee. Then feet to feet, keeping the length here still, and knee to knee. Tip that foot up, and feet to feet, and knee to knee. And heel to heel, and knee to knee. And heel to heel, there we go, and knee to knee. And knee to knee, open up that hip, and knee to knee. And again, feet to feet, and knee to knee. Tip that foot up, feet to feet, and knee to knee. One more little set, feet to feet, knee to knee. Take the feet to feet, lift that knee up, lift it, hold it, and then from there, lower it down. Bring your foot in front of the bottom leg, push your knee away, hold it there. Careful that there's no strain or tension in the shoulders. Keeping it there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly release. Take that leg back on top of each other. Knees on top. Take that arm on the side. Bend your elbow. Take this arm. There we go. Keep that length. Keep that length of that wrist. Careful that you're not squashing. What you can also do is roll up a towel and also put it there just to keep a little bit of space there. Then from there, lift that hand up to the ceiling. So bend at that elbow joint. And then lower that arm down. So you're keeping it open there. And you go again, 2. Keep that hand that doesn't bend back. And 3. Remember, you can also add a weight in that hand. And drop. And you go 3. And drop. Keep pulling in the lower ankle. Remember to lift out that bottom side. 4. And drop. And 5. And lower. And 6. And bring it down. And 7. And bring it back. And 8. And bring it back. And 9. Bring it back. Last one, ratchet line. 10. You got 10 more. And drop. And 10. And lower. And 9. And drop. And 8. Try to roll the shoulder back. And 7. And lower. And 6. Keep going. And 5. And slowly drop. And 4. And lower. And 3. And drop. And 2. And then the last one. And lift. And then that arm can drop. And then you can relax it. Prop yourself up onto your elbow with that bottom arm. Adjust the legs a little bit so they're not too close to you. Top arm along the side. Again, adjust the feet if you need to. You can put the top foot in front if it feels a little bit more comfortable on the ankles. Now remember the angle here. Keep this elbow directly below the shoulder, lifting out of this bottom side. Careful the shoulders not rolling forward, so you've got that little bit of length pulling back. Got that nice length in the neck. Now engage that bottom side and then contract and lift this bottom hip off. Knees stay on the mat, shoulders and hips stay forward. Hold it there. And then slowly control it down without just collapsing into it. Now pushing out the shoulders. Tighten that bottom side, lifting up that hip, no rolling forward of the hips. So keep your hips in line. And then slowly control it down. Then go up onto your hand. Push yourself up, remember not to lock. Same control there, keeping that length in the shoulders. Adjust the hand where you need to. If you prefer to do it on your elbow, you can keep on the elbow. We're going to breathe in, and then exhale to lift out of that bottom side, get a little bit of height. Feel like you're pushing off the mat, so you're opening up that shoulder on the bottom, nothing's rolling forward. Now slowly control it down, lowering yourself down so you don't feel like you're just collapsing. Then again, one more, and contract, and press up, and hold it. Pulling in the stomach, pelvic floor, hold it there. And then again, slowly control it down. Once you're there, go onto all fours. doesn't matter which side you prefer. So get your hands below your shoulders, knees below the hips, keep a little space there. Then from there, if your feet feel like they're cramping, you can hook the toes in, but it's up to you. But otherwise, just keep them lying flat. Focus on more the length here. So you're going to pull down under these shoulder blades. Make sure the head doesn't collapse. Pull into your lower abdominals. Now hold it there. Now focus on the extension here. So it almost feels like you're trying to pull up your chest bone a little bit, keeping your neck in line with what your spine is doing. So careful that you don't just bend with your neck. Pull into your lower abdominals. Hold it there and just focus on scooping it up. Scooping your belly button towards your spine. And just breathe in. And exhale out. Focus on that upward lift. And in. And exhale out. Now while you breathe, try and see if you can keep that connection with your stomach. And in. And exhale out. And breathe in. And exhale out. Last one. And breathe in. And exhale out. Now try and keep that breathing. Try and keep that hold without locking the elbows. Remember the little softness in the joints. And there's a little bend in the arms. You're going to shift a little bit of weight to the left arm without changing these blades, without collapsing here. Take your right arm out in front of you. So right arm goes out, blade stays flat against the back. Nothing's elevating here on the neck or the shoulders. Hold it there for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hand back below the shoulder. Shift that weight now to the right. Still keep that same control. Left hand, bring it out in front. Shoulder stays relaxed. You can see Quincy's got good control here with his back. Hold it there for again 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it back, lining up. Make sure that when you bring your arms back that you don't make them too narrow. Make sure that they're shoulder width. Pushing away from the mat, weight to the left, but this time right arm goes out to the side. So holding it there, reach that hand away. Blade stays flat. Hold it there again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back. Keep pushing out the shoulders. See how it is on your wrist. You can also do it on the fists if you prefer. And take out that left arm. And hold it there. And keep it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring it back. Make sure they're not too narrow. Now keep that length. Middle back is working quite hard. Nothing should be in your neck. You've got that length in the shoulders. Contract the stomach. Now hook your toes into the mat. Holding it there. Now lift both knees just off the mat, about 2 centimeters. Keep scooping up those lower abs and hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop those knees. Still lifting out of the mat. We're going to do one more. Lift that pelvic floor, hold stomach in. Lift both knees off. Hold it there again for 10, 9, lift that chest bone, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop those knees. Good. If you need to get off your hands in between, you just push back and go into a rest position in between. Now the last exercise, keep that length, just the right leg. So left knee stays as it is. Lengthen this right leg out, hook your foot in, squeeze a little bit of glute. Keep lifting here between the shoulder blades. Now make sure that you're squeezing that glute. Now unhook that right leg, reach it back and just hold it there. And keep it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, careful the lower back, 3, 2, 1, hook the foot, bend that knee and drop it back. Line up the knees, lifting out the shoulders, last set, left leg slides out, squeeze again that glute, hold it there, unhook the foot, reach it back, make sure the hips don't change, the lower back doesn't arch, and hold it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hook that foot, bend that knee, drop it down, and then keep your feet hooked in, but push back onto your feet so you can get a stretch. Good. If you need to open the knees a little bit, you can, just to get a little bit more comfortable. And just hold it there so you feel those feet are stretching. You're a little bit off your hands now, so the load is out the wrists. Just stay there. Keep it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And go forward, back into your all fours. Feet are still hooked in. Now lifting out those shoulders still. Slide your right leg out. Hook those toes in. Squeeze those glutes. Take out the other leg now as well. Squeeze both glutes. Holding it there. Keep it there for the last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep pulling in. 3, 2, 1. Bend one leg. Bend the other leg. Then you can unhook your feet. Open the knees a little bit. And then just press back slightly towards your feet. Good. Hold it there. Good. Just to get a bit of a stretch. Good. You can see Quinton's got a nice little tuck here in his back. Good. Then from there, slowly come forward. Bring the knees slightly in. Hook your toes. Then from here, we're going to lift the knees and then press back and then walk your hands towards your feet. And you're going to hold it there. Good. And then straightening up the legs. Hold it there for a sec. Tuck the chin in. Let the head hang. Now see if you can lengthen a little bit the legs here. Feels in your back. Now slowly curl up. Pull in the lower abs. Restack your spine, one vertebra at a time. Lengthening up. Coming up nice and tall at the top. And then ask him to just turn, face forward, move to the middle of his mat as well. And stay there. Relax your shoulders. Come a little bit forward. So there's space for your foot, unless you don't mind it being on the floor. But you're going to put weight into the left and then put pressure on the top of your right foot. Or vice versa, doesn't matter. We're now going to change. Lengthen up. If you need a bit of balance and you're feeling quite unstable, rather do it against the wall. Hold on to something so you've got that balance. You've got that length in the spine. And just stay there. At the top of the foot stretching. Then just bring that foot down. Change feet. Other foot. Get that balance. Get that nice length in the spine. Hold it there. Keep contracting. You're going to do it twice on each foot. So change over, back to the other foot. So right foot, pushing down on the top of it. Keep that length. So as you stand, still be aware of how you're standing. Still think of lifting up that pelvic floor. Careful that you're not overextending that lower back. You're pulling in the stomach. And then just change the legs again. Pushing down on the top of the foot. Then you can slowly release that foot, line the feet up. Make them a little bit wider, slightly than hip width. Keep your back straight, pull it in. Don't worry about how low you're going. So from here, you're going to bend your knees. Keep traction of where your knees are going, but you're not falling in. And then imagine there's a wall behind you. So careful your hips going straight forward. And you're just going to drop. Now, it all depends on how tight your feet are, but it should pull a little bit around your feet. A little bit in the quads. Careful your feet now don't turn out when you bend them, and then push your heels into the mat and extend your legs. Now keep that length, pelvic floor, bend the knees. Get focus of where those knees are going. So if you have a glance down, you should be able to see your big toe and your second toe. So if you can't, just open them out a little bit so you're not doing that. And then extend, and again, and bend. Just warming up the joints in the knees. And then extend, and again, and bend, nice straight back, and extend, and again, bend, and lengthen, and let's just do another 5, and straighten, nice straight, lengthen that spine, 4, and 3, all the hips don't move forward, and extend, and 2, and lengthen. Now this last one, drop and then hold it there. Keep it there, stay there. Nice straight back, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten up the legs. Good, so you're slowly walking or working your way up through the body. Then from there, take your hands, make a fist, and just open the fingers and close them. Open, close, open, close. And once you've got that movement, go a little bit quicker, opening and closing. And just keep going until those fingers are working. And then the cold, just joints in a little bit more movement, just to get the circulation in the hands. Okay, work up the forearms. And just start to relax, slow the movement down a little bit, and then just circle in with your wrists. And just circle back. And then just relax your arms, bring them in front, interlace the fingers, hands behind the head. Push your head a little bit into your hands. Push your hips a little bit forward. Lift your chest bone. And get a little bit of extension there in that back. Careful that you're not bending from the lower back. And then just slowly relax. A little bit of movement forward with your hips. And slowly back. And again. Push your hips a little bit forward. And slowly back. And last one. And back. And then keep your hands behind your head, just level out, so your shoulders and hips are high. Now just go in reverse, so drop your chin towards your chest bone. But just the head. And then slowly come out of it and just look forward. And again, just gently drop the chin. Pulling slightly down to the back of the neck. And release. Last two, and gently pull down. And last one, and gently pull down, and then slowly come out of it. Relax the arms, let them hang next to your sides. Just take a nice breath in, and exhale out. Do a couple of breaths here.